Wine etiquette tips with bad stock photos for restaurants and wineries. If you're an experienced wine taster, you probably know all of this already, but wine traditions can be a little bit confusing, so let's break down what you should do at a winery or a restaurant when you're ordering wine. So the hard part's over. You've navigated the wine menu, you've picked your wine, the waiter shows up and he shows you the bottle and you're like, dude, pour it. Why are you showing me the bottle? Well, he is making sure that he brought what you ordered. So this is your opportunity to look at the label and confirm to him, yes, this is what I ordered. Thank you. The way these guys are smelling these wine corks makes you wonder what you've been missing your whole life. The answer is nothing. What do you do with a wine cork when the waiter sets it on the table? Nothing. Some sommeliers actually think it makes you look a little pretentious if you smell it. Just give it a once over. Does it have any defects? Does it look moldy? Is it crumbling? No? Okay, move on. Let's taste this wine. We're finally getting wine in our glass, but wait, hold on. He only poured a little bit. Why? Well, your job is to taste this wine now. Not to see if you like it, but for defects. So on the nose, we're looking for wet newspaper. We're looking for vinegar. Then you're going to go ahead and taste it. Does it taste okay? Again, not does it taste great because this bottle is just open, but does it taste defective or not? That's all you're looking for right now. All right, I'm hoping you never get a bottle of wine that you just don't like. You know the tips and tricks for ordering wine, you've talked to the waiter, you've asked for a good recommendation. At a lot of restaurants, you can even ask for a taste of the wine before you commit to a bottle, but gosh darn it, it's at your table and you don't like it. There's nothing wrong with it, you just don't like it. Is it bad to send it back? Yes, it is. You have pretty much committed to this bottle. It's yours now. Maybe ask the waiter for some tips, just double check there's not something off with it, but unfortunately, that is your bottle now. I hope you're laughing at me telling you how to hold a wine glass, but yeah, we're really going there. Why do you hold it by the stem and not by the ball of glass? Well, your hands are warm. So if you're drinking a nice chilled white, well, now you're warming it up faster than you need to. Hold it by the stem. That keeps the wine at the temperature it was intended to be served at longer. That's pretty much it. To swirl or not to swirl, that is the question. And the answer is swirl away, baby. On a white rosé, you might only need to give it that initial swirl right before you drink it just to get a good smell of it. A big red that maybe needs to open up, definitely do some more swirling on that. It's aerating the wine. Red wine needs some air initially to really let those flavors and smells go. So yes, swirl away, my friends. Just don't spill your wine. Maybe you've seen this on TV or at a winery, but why is that guy spitting his wine out? Does he not like it? Is it gross? Well, no, he's spitting it out because he's doing a tasting. He's tasting a lot of wines and he doesn't want to get drunk. When I'm taking classes, a lot of times they make you spit your wine out. You're doing a tasting, not a drinking. So why do people spit at wine tastings? So they don't get drunk. How do you tip on a bottle of wine? This is super controversial, even with my friends. So you have a nice dinner, you have nice wine. How do you tip on that? Do you tip the full standard amount that you normally would, 18 to 20%? Do you pull that bottle out, tip 10% on that, 20% on the rest? I mean, all he did was open the cork, right? Well, if you ask the service industry, they're gonna say that was part of the service, you tip the full amount. They might raise an eyebrow if you don't, but you can look at surveys online and people are all over the place with it. So they expect you to tip the full amount, but do what you think is best and don't shoot the messenger. A little wine bar / winery etiquette. The person providing your tasting or your tour, do you tip them? Yes, absolutely. Throw them a few dollars. They just provided a service to you. They're working really hard. But should you feel obligated to buy a bottle of wine at the tasting as well? No, not necessarily. If you don't like it, if you don't have room in your suitcase, you should never feel obligated to buy a bottle of wine. Be kind, provide a tip. Be courteous, but you don't need to buy a bottle. If you are interested in their winery, though, no, most wineries do have wine clubs. Ask them about that. I couldn't help myself. Please judge me. A few last no's from stock photos. I just couldn't resist. So don't drink wine straight out of the bottle. Gross. Don't ever be rude to your waiter, and don't get your chihuahua drunk. Thank you for watching. I know some of this stuff isn't set in stone necessarily, but just some good etiquette tips. I hope you learned something. And lastly, as always, some resources from people that are way smarter than me. Thank you again.